What are the biggest mistakes that most beginner poultry farmers usually do? In this video, I will highlight 5 of the most common mistakes that most beginner poultry farmers usually do. And you must watch this video so as you can be able to avoid those mistakes from happening to you or you doing the mistakes. So stay tuned so as you can be able to know. If you want to become profitable, you have to be able to avoid those mistakes, because there are small mistakes that make bigger results. So if you are able to avoid the smaller mistakes, then you can be able to achieve your goals. So let's just head straight to the video. Before we continue with this video, guys, please give me a like, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 30,000 subscribers before the end of 2024. Guys, please, let's get there. 30,000 subscribers, and like the video. Let's continue with the video. What is the first mistake that most farmers usually do, beginner poultry farmers? The first mistake is that they don't take care of where they are purchasing their day-old chicks. Okay? Why am I saying this? If you are a farmer and you're not taking care where you are purchasing your day-old chicks, you won't be able to get the best results out of your chicken. Here in Kenya, there are these kind of guys, crook agents, whereby they usually sell to farmers cockerels of layers. You know, when a layer bird is breeded, it usually produces the red, like this one, with the red plumage as the female, and for the rooster usually come out white in color. Whereby you find out that the color is what determines the sex. You find out that for a male chick, you find out that it is white in color, and for a female, you end up finding out that it is brown in color. So there are these crook agents here in Kenya whereby you can find out that they can decide to sell to you the cockerels. However, when they sell to you the cockerels, you may end up thinking that you have bought the chicks of a good quality. So they will tell you that they will mature at a very faster rate, and since they are roosters, so they will get a bigger body. Little did you know that you are purchasing male roosters. They are known as the cockerels, which they are usually used to dispose. Those big hatcheries usually dispose them off, or they can crush them so as they can make animal feed. But if you are not aware, you may end up be thinking that you are purchasing good chicks, but the result later on you find out that you have been conned. So make sure when you are purchasing day-old chicks, you are purchasing the day-old chicks from hatcheries that really care about the quality assurance. Don't just purchase chicks alongside the road. Purchase chicks from the best of the best. Like for example, as for us, as we usually tell you each and every time, we usually sell the old chicks that come from this parent stock. We are selling to you birds until we are showing to you the parent stock. And you remember, due to hybrid vigor, the offspring of the parent stock is way better than the parent. That's why you end up finding out that the chick that will get out of this bird, for example for that rooster, you can see how big it is. The chick, the male rooster that will come out of this breed, it will be way bigger than that rooster itself. So make sure you give us an order on 0706 54 37 60. That is our phone number. We sell a day-old chick at a wholesale price of 90 Kenyan shillings. Very affordable. If you are in Kenya, don't be left behind. You can be able to get quality day-old chicks. Because if you are not able to do that, then you won't be able to achieve your goals. If you end up being duped, maybe you are purchasing birds that are F3 or F4. What do I mean by F3 or F4? F3 or F4 is whereby you find out that you are purchasing birds that are coming from a parent that has been bred on their own. So they won't be able to produce a good breed, meaning they will have a lot of recessive genes. So that is a lot of science. I don't want to get deep into that. So I just want to tell you that make sure that you are purchasing day-old chicks from a reputable hatchery. If you are able to do that, then you will be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve in this poultry venture. Okay? Yes. And also, the second common mistake that most farmers usually do, they usually assume too much. Most poultry farmers usually assume too much. Okay? So when you assume too much, for example, if a small disease can attack your poultry farm and you're not so keen, if you have a sick chicken on your poultry farm. You may end up assuming that disease, and it may come and haunt you later in life. And also, they can assume, whereby you find out that they say that, oh, these birds, I only vaccinated them once against Newcastle. How can they get Newcastle? As I told you guys, Newcastle has a lot of strains. So make sure you are vaccinating your chicks using different kinds of vaccination strains, the vaccine strains. Don't only use one strain then you give up, because prevention is way better than cure. If this chicken gets sick, they can cost a lot of money when you are purchasing the antibiotics. But if these birds, you are able to prevent any cases of diseases from attacking them, then you will be able to prevent that losses, and also prevent you wasting a lot of money in the purchase of the medication for the birds. So if you really want to know how you can be able to manage a poultry farm, I've posted lots of videos on this channel. If you only follow all those videos, then you'll be able to understand how you can be able to manage your poultry farm profitably and sustainably. I want you to become profitable. Don't just do poultry farming the traditional way. Watch our videos and you'll be able to understand. Don't skim through the videos. Watch all the videos all through. Then you'll be able to become way smarter in the poultry sector, and you can be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve. Because as on our farm, you can just replicate it. Even if you want to keep 100,000 birds, what you are practicing on a small farm can work on a big farm. It's only about replication, because you only have to make other big structures like this one and partition them as we have partitioned them. If you partition them like this, then you can be able to do whatever you want to do. Nothing is limited to you. And also on the sector of diseases, make sure that you are well averse with the diseases, because if you end up treating a disease that is not that disease, you will lose money in the purchase of the antibiotics that is not that you have to treat that disease with. And also you may end up finding out that your chicken are not getting healed from that disease that you want to treat your chicken from. So make sure you really take care of that, and then you will be able to become profitable in this sector. Okay? Yes. So also, there's another mistake that most farmers usually do in the poultry sector. Another mistake is whereby you start poultry farming without you studying the market very well. And that most farmers usually do. Okay? They want to start a poultry farm. They really don't know where they will sell their birds. Okay? They have set up their poultry farm. Maybe they want to sell broilers, and yet they haven't learned and studied the market very well, whereby how will they be able to sell their products to the market. So they end up doing overstocking of their broilers, or doing overstocking of their layers, or even this improved kienyeji breed. So when they do overstocking of a certain breed, they end up finding out that when the chicken reaches a time to sell the birds, they really find it hard to sell the bird. They decide to sell the bird at a throwaway price. So if you decide to sell your bird at a throwaway price, then you won't be in business. You will be out of business in no time, because the money that you would have invested, you won't be able to recoup it. And we usually talk about the return on investment if you are doing any kind of business. So if you are doing poultry farming and you really want to have profitable poultry farming, you really need to know your market. You really need to know the breed of chicken that you are rearing. The benefit of the breed of chicken that you are rearing, this one, the improved kienyeji breed. This breed are scavengers, meaning you can do full intensive free range farming without taking care of the birds, without giving them anything, only you providing them with a shelter so as they can sleep at night. But everything, after you have vaccinated them, they can free range and they can be able to give you very tasty meat. And they mature at a very faster rate. And also, remember, they lay a lot of eggs for you. If they are laying a lot of eggs for you, then they will be able to make you a lot of money. And that is what we want. We want you to become rich. So, and also, another benefit of this breed of chicken, I've told you, you don't care about you rearing broilers or layers. If you are rearing this breed, they are dual purpose bird. They can give you both the eggs and the meat, meaning you'll be killing one bird with, you're killing two birds with one stone. So that's the benefit of rearing this hybrid kind of chicken. And that's why I love this kind of chicken, because anybody, anywhere, despite the class, you can be able to rear this kind of birds. If you're able to rear this kind of birds, you can decide to sell them at 3 months for meat, or you can decide to let them lay for you the eggs. Then you can sell the eggs to farmers, whereby after you have sold the eggs to farmers, they can hatch their chicks. And also after you have sold the eggs to farmers, when this chicken become very, very old, you can decide and do what? Sell the chicken for meat, whereby most elderly people usually love chicken that are a bit older and tough in meat. And that's why I usually tell you guys, if you just subscribe to this channel, you'll be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve, because you'll be able to understand a lot of the nitty-gritties in the poultry sector, and also be able to understand the do's and the don'ts that you have to do in the poultry sector, so as you can be able to become profitable. So I want to tell you another mistake that most farmers usually make when I'm outside. Okay? Another mistake that most farmers usually do is that they usually set up their poultry farm in an area that is not well suited. And I'll face some backlash here. For example, if you're doing commercial poultry farming, I mean real commercial poultry farming, you have to set up your farm in an area that is way far from the city. Most people usually do poultry farming in the city, yes. But if you want to do it big, you want to put a lot of chicken, like even you have a target of 50,000 or 20,000 birds and above, you have to set up your farm in a far place from the city. Why am I saying this? This will help you big time. One, it will help you set up a farm that won't be able to disturb your neighbors. That's one. Because this chicken, because we have a lot of roosters here, they usually crow as early as 3, even as early as 2 a.m. in the morning. They usually crow. So if you have a lot of chicken like that in a city, you may end up finding out that your neighbors can call the authorities for you. So it may hinder you big time. So if you just have a little money, make sure you go down. Like you can see whereby you have placed our farm. It's down in the village, whereby you have placed our farm. So there down in the village, you can place your farm. And the benefit of placing your farm down in the village is that you have room for expansion. You have room for expansion. At any moment that you want to expand, you can negotiate with your neighbors, then you can be able to expand your farm. Okay? So if you're able to expand your farm, then you'll have stretched your goals, because there are some small things you may say. For example, if we decide to drill a borehole here, drilling a borehole and all those permits and everything usually costs like $10,000 US. Okay, that's like over 1 million Kenyan shillings. So if you have decided to drill a borehole maybe in the city, and you have set up your farm, when you want to put a lot of chicken and you want to move, how will you be able to recoup that investment that you invested in the borehole? So you know, there are some small things that you would have invested in that area. It will be so hard for you to convert it and put it in another place. So maybe if you're only doing it small, you can do it in the cities. But if you want to go big and really go big, make sure you get on the outskirts. For example, most people that usually do poultry farming in Nairobi, they don't do it in Nairobi in particular. They do it in Kiambu, the neighboring countries in Nairobi, and also in Kajiado, whereby it's in Isinya, Kisaju. Those areas is whereby you can end up finding out that there's a lot of big poultry farms, because there's land for expansion. That is a benefit of that. And also you'll be able to get very good quality chicken, because the chicken will be less stressed from the noise of the motor vehicles and everything, and the city bustle and the hustle. So you will be able to also get fresh and healthy eggs and meat. And that is what we want. We want you to be able to provide the best and also being the best in the market. Now, I want to tell you the last mistake that most farmers usually do. it comes down to poultry house construction. Poultry house construction. As you can see, our poultry house. If you are not new to this channel, I think you have seen this poultry house over and over. So this is our poultry house. The most mistake is that most farmers usually build a poultry house as if they are building their house to stay in. A poultry house needs, comment down below what you see. Please comment down below. A poultry house needs proper ventilation. If you're setting up a poultry house and you're not factoring in proper ventilation, then you'll be disturbed with a lot of respiratory diseases. You'll keep on treating the diseases, but your diseases don't get healed. What will you be doing? You'll be making the pharmaceutical companies that make the drugs for the chicken. Those guys, you are making them very rich. You can decide. You want to make yourself rich, or you want to make the pharmaceutical companies rich? It's upon you. If you decide to construct your poultry house without proper ventilation, then you'll make those pharmaceutical companies very rich, and you won't be able to become so rich. So make sure you really take care of how you construct your poultry house. Okay? If your poultry house has the best aeration, then you will be able to prevent a lot of diseases from attacking your birds. And we want you to become rich. Don't waste your money. Be smart, be wise. Like and subscribe to the channel. Okay.